Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing very well and thanks for tuning back in. Yeah, since yesterday, if you did follow all the updates, you would all be in good profits. We had a very good day yesterday and today. So what I'll do is I'll go through the trades. I'll go through a couple of the trades that I said to keep an eye on yesterday as well. So Hype, TAO, FET was a couple I sort of mentioned. So to start off with Bitcoin, so again yesterday, quite simply I said, if you go back through the videos, we do not want to lose 689 on any sort of time frame, the hour, 4 hour. So it's this level here. So I did take a couple of long trades. When we swept the range low, I did get stopped out. I sort of waited for the confirmation we were to hold, but structurally we held the low. I sort of did get into a long sort of late last night Asian time, and I've just followed up to the first target being the range high at the 70, so 72 sort of region, which we just sniped. And a bit below that, 71, I took as well. All in the private groups. Again, I did share yesterday if we hold the level to long up. Targets included, we got that. Ethereum, same situation. Again, hold the low. Didn't quite come as low as I thought we would do, but again, we just swept the range low of this range here. And again, same situation. We just came up and we tested that range high. Again, it's to the T, the 2198. First target was the 2172. Yeah, so pretty perfect play, which was brilliant. Again, the reason I knew we were due to get this sort of uptrend, just due to the market cap USDT dominance. Again, because we had, you fix that, so you can see again. You can see here. So again, we had this sort of rejection here. Simply, there was a three wave up. We were only going to go down, and if this comes down, Bitcoin goes up. And again, I'll show you now. So 6 p.m. UTC yesterday, we tanked on the USDT. On Bitcoin, 6 p.m. Tuesday yesterday, we pumped. So such a good tool to use. Again, Elliott Wave, which I do teach in my private groups, is just a win-win. You know, it includes structure, formations of ranges and corrections, impulses, trends, reversals. You have to learn it, guys. So you're now asking, so where do we go from here? So basically, we've already hit my first sort of target. Continuing on, basically, if we can sort of hold momentum, it's going to really be a case of holding above this sort of range, which we're currently closing back below. If we hold the market structure, which means higher highs, higher lows, I will see a continuation up. Again, you're going to be testing this sort of region here, this order block here, so you're going to be looking at 72.3, 72.4, and then a push up to 73.3 would be fantastic. So I'm going to remain long. If we start to see something like this, I will look to close it off. So if we start to see a structure change, which will mean we get a lower high, lower low. So there's your lower low, because you've taken out this low here. And then we get this sort of lower high formation, so you would short up here. Again, if we did retest the range high here, short back down, and again, I'll be taking that trade, all day long. But I would love to see that final sort of push up. I mean, the volume has been declining. Again, I see this as a corrective structure. So again, what I've been saying for the last, if you go back from my videos a couple of days back, what I've been expecting, so we've had this sort of wave down here, so I was waiting for the sort of corrective ABC. So ABC to form, which we might have topped here, ready to come back down. Or what we may get instead, so you do get what's called a combo wave, a double combo, which is a series of three waves. So again, we could get, if this was to drag out more, we could get a WXY wave combo. That's hard to say. So something like this. So again, as long as we don't lose the 68.9 region, it's going to be. But again, what we do is we will short it anyway. So we will come down like that below, form that lower low. If we stay below the range, we'll short it down. If we get the lower high, keep below the 71.5 region, we'll just stay in the short. And if we start to see a trend reversal, we'll go back. But again, you want to look for those 3 waves. Excuse me. So the next wave consists again of 3 waves. You might get something like this. You might get wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Everyone's going to be short in here because they think it's bearish. Again, as long as we hold these levels, we know otherwise, and we look for that 3-wave up correction, then we look to majorly short. But we want to fill these FVGs, these liquidity gaps here. Turn on the volume profile. We've got a massive, big gaps in here. We want to get that all filled. Bring this up to this sort of range here. Again, wick into it, distribute. We then short back down to new lows. Again, it's early to say, but I would love to see 58,000 hit as a minimum. Coming down to 53 would be perfect. Again, we'll one step at a time, but as it stands, this is a lower low structure. We've lost all these, so now what we're doing is we're working on the lower high. Again, if we can't rule out a pump to 80,000. If we do start to reclaim 73.3, we just hold along. We don't close unless we get confirmation to do so. So regardless of what happens, we will be in the trade ready to make some money. So we'll get that reclaim up, and we'll just long it up to this. These aren't random targets. Again, it's just the range high here. So yeah, that's my Bitcoin update. So let me go through a couple of the strong ones. So I remember yesterday TAA we had a hell of a move. I mean, look at that. Look at that. So again, targets all here. Again, as soon as we broke out, it was such an easy long. Again, called it in my private group, so I'll share that in a minute if you guys are interested. But my first main target was here, the 330 sort of region. Next target is the 350, 355, and we're sort of wicking into this order block here. So again, we may stall a bit, but I do think we continue higher. Reason being, look at Elliott wave. We've got 1, 2. So we're working on a 5th wave at the moment. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This really could go so high. I mean, the volume is just upticking. So for me, we're still in the wave 3. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I might be talking jargon. We'll go through this at some point. But at least one wave has to have a sub-wave of 5 in it. And commonly it is the 3rd wave. So we are seeing that at the moment. So if you're holding a spot, unless we start coming back below 300, I would just keep holding it. Targets are 410 up to 500 as a minimum. But what would be really healthy to see, so again, we still see this big uptrend continue up here. We take out the highs, everyone's going long. We will take some profit. And what I want to see is a healthy retrace. It looks horrible, I get that. But again, it'll just give us such an opportunity. It's healthy to see that. If we go up in a straight line, it's really not healthy to see that. You want to see fund and reset down here. You want to see weak hands fall out. We want to see just a very nice structure developing. And again, this may coincide with a Bitcoin drop. If we do get that crash down to 58, you know what I mean? This may be the trigger on that. But yeah, I mean, super good. I mean, in the groups we got in on the reclaim here, so we had a super nice pump, 10% moves. Before that, we got on the flip, so the retest here at 250. So we're riding every single wave possible. I think FET I also mentioned long term, fantastic altcoin to be in. Since yesterday, again, we broke out. I'm long with the group on the breakout, and again from down here. Again, we're going to be testing 2.7, so that's a target to look for. But again, super strong coin. Higher high, higher low. Structurally, it's perfect. Elliott wave tells me you got 1, 2, 3 up to here, 4 consolidate. We probably do end up pushing to the 30 cent sort of region. Hype, I also mentioned. Bit lackluster, but again, I want to see that reclaim of the 4.2, 4.3 region, and then we can long it up to the 4.8, 48. Sorry. So again, we've got our plans as well. APT, again, that's that range I talked about. Again, beautiful retest here. You could have longed that up for a 5% move. So for continuation up, I mean, look at that. When I say a range retest, you don't get better than that. So here's your range high, retest it, that was your long. If you zoom in, that'll be a 3-wave down, that was your confirmation, holds, impulse up. So what we may see, and again, it'll just be an opportunity, if we do get a drop down here, again, you know, it has to hold, so it looks like confirmation we hold, and then obviously we look to long it up again. The first target you're looking at 1.19, which would be, to be fair, no. First target 1.14, this range high here. Break above that 1.19, over that 1.3, call it, and we'll just keep riding up. Move your stop losses to keep going up, but this could be the start of a beautiful impulse. Similar to if you look at ZEC, if you've been in the game a long time, I mean, when this first started to take off, and I called this, it's back at 40 if I remember correctly. I mean, these moves they look hard to catch, but they're really simple. All I look for, like I've been teaching you guys, is just that breakout. So again, you had it here, you had the consolidation, we broke out, we dipped back below it, but as soon as you get back above that sort of range, which is here, that's your range high, deviation back below, but you didn't have any sort of major sort of impulses down. You know, it's all sideways price action. I bet the volume looks good. Yeah, it's consolidating. There's no harsh big red candles down here. And then to enter, you just wait for that flip, look for that small 3-wave pullback, and you're long on that up. So I caught about a 15% move on that. Again, you know, it's going to be so difficult to see us push back up here, but you know, if we do get that Bitcoin crash, which, yeah, I mean, structurally, you know, it's still in a bear market, nothing's changed, but you know, he said, you know, we might see something like this form, but again, if we can sort of come down to the 76, but if we lose this sort of support zone here, we're just going to fall through this. There's no liquidity here. You know, it's a liquidity void, liquidity gap, FVG, but like here, you get that pullback, accumulate again, nice bull volume. Next bull market, we start going for those 1,000+ sort of targets, which, and the privacy sector is massive. ZEC is a big sort of front runner for that. Similar to XMR, you know, it's a very similar sort of popular sort of private sort of focus altcoin. Again, yeah, so it's super harsh drop. Again, we're going to get these sort of inefficiency full sort of fills up here, and then again it's just a comeback down to sort of retest the breakout sort of zone. But again, you don't panic on these drops. These are opportunities. So we get something like that. Again, this order block here could be your reversal point. We come back down, we look for longs down here. If you start breaking below it, you look for shorts further down to this sort of region. So there's money to be made wherever you do. And again, I'll be here to help capture that. So in terms of what I'm looking for, so yeah, so basically to summarize, so Bitcoin again, I remain long. I like to see these gaps sort of filled up here. If we do start breaking out over the 733, we're going up to 80,000. So yeah, be prepared for that. Yeah, so I think that's basically it. A few altcoins to sum as well. Again, XRP. Again, this is the main sort of support line. If we start closing below this point, I'll be shorting down to the 1.2, 1 point. Take out this low, but this will only happen if Bitcoin capitulates down to 58. If Bitcoin goes to 58, we short every coin and then we long it later on. Again, we've already tapped here. If we can get a sort of double bottom down here, then sort of to come up again, this would be a fantastic opportunity to buy. 1.13. You don't really want to lose that because you're going to be filling these gaps here, which will be down to the 75 sort of cents region. I was going to quickly show you. If I can find it. One second. Yeah, Telegram. Yeah, here we go. Lovely. Yeah, so for those, I've had a few emails, questions about the trading group. So I'll go through a few things we looked at yesterday. Again, me and a few partners sort of on the group that we're looking at. So let's have a look. Yes, this was quite nice. So yesterday with Ethereum. So again, I scalp and swing. So scalp is a short trade, swing trades are big trades. But I said, hold this level here. Look for that 2172 push. That was Ethereum. Again, we held that straight up. 2172 was my target. Wicked it, rejection, easy peasy. But we held that long. We didn't let go of that, and it just continued, as you can see today. ZEC, I shorted here, and I said if we do wick up, again, look for more shorts. Again, given stop loss, given targets. And again, while everything was pumping, ZEC remained consolidating, so you're looking for that move down, and basically still looking good. Then we started to drop, started to take profit. 234 was hit, complete wick down, filled, closed it in profits, sorted. And Bitcoin with longs, caught all that move up today. Altcoins one I'm keeping an eye on as well. Hype profits on that, so it's just been profits all morning. TA, we got into that super early, long on that. USDT, again yesterday, well, I went through it earlier on, we got that dip. I do expect this bounce to come, so again I'm prepared for those shorts on Bitcoin and the crypto market, but until then we just hold the longs until we're told otherwise. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please, again, really appreciate the support. Subscribe, comment, like, it really helps me sort of grow. And just to know you guys are enjoying the content. Private group, again, please do message me any questions, comment below. Links in descriptions. But apart from that, take care. New update coming soon, guys. Take care. Thank you.